Welcome back to Show Me What I've Been Missing, your pop culture podcast where we're like, hey, you should see that thing. It's fun. You'll enjoy it. I'm one of your hosts, Elizabeth Stanton, and with me is my other host.
It's back. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
And we're taking, as we do every 6 episodes of Sex and the City, we take a brief break and do a movie coverage episode and bring on a special guest for that. And today we have our special guest, Jovonnie.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Jovonnie, plug yourself. Tell us a little bit about
I'm a Virgo. No,
Hey, this is LA. This is a very LA's been by us. So yep. Please start with that. Trust me, somebody wants to know.
Yes.
I'm a Virgo. I live in LA. I also to myself co-host a podcast, an America's Next Top Model podcast. Called You Want to Be on Top, with a really good friend of mine, Charlie Jensen. So if you love AMTM and all the antics, give us a listen.
Yeah.
Awesome. And today, Jovonnie brought us the movie Bride Wars.
Yeah.
Jovonnie, why did you choose Bride Wars?
You know what? I may get some heat for this, but I kind of really like Anne Hathaway as an actress. You know, people have their opinions about her. But I think she's just kind of like a classic actress. Like she doesn't do a lot of work. Like, you know, she hasn't done a ton of film, but like the projects that she chooses are like either really good or just really funny.
Yeah.
You know, we see her comedic chops in, you know, Princess Diaries, Ella Enchanted, and then we get like the serious roles in like Les Mis and in I forget that one Batman movie where she plays Catwoman, but that one was kind of a drama.
Dark
Knight Rises.
I always called it Batman Forever. That's not which one it is. I know that.
Although she probably would have killed it in that. Let's be honest. Like she would have been just fine.
Yeah. So, you know, she's multifaceted. So I really like her. And then, you know, you have Kate Hudson, who is like, I'm gonna say like the queen of the early aughts rom-com. Like she's like, what movie was she not in?
100% for sure.
Was she not in? So I think you get these two baddies in a film, and it's just like, I think this needs to be watched.
Definitely. I remember seeing trailers for this movie. I never caught it when it was like in theaters, but I remember seeing trailers for it because the one scene where later when she gets like her hair dyed blue, she's like, my hair is blue. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember that little tagline in the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Anne Hathaway. I fell into the trap, as so many of us did, when she won the Oscar for Les Mis, and the kind of theater kid energy had gone overboard in the like campaign leading up to it. And I was like, I'm kind of sick of her. Like it was too much, too many appearances, too much like me. Like it was a lot. Yeah. I feel a little bad though, because I was like, she's still great. She's really good. I like her. And it's just unfortunately like the public, like I let the media and like the public kind of affect my enjoyment of Anne Hathaway. Yeah. And I've never cared for Kate Hudson.
Simply put, never really like
I love all my Hollywood actresses equally. Later, I've never cared for Kate Hudson.
I love that.
No, she was like the queen of rom-com.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean,
her and Matthew McConaughey, like, and then like they're like, hey, you know what? Since they're both the king and queen of rom-com, let's put them in one together. And then it was like that one blew up. It was crazy.
It's wild.
She's not my thing. I don't really like her.
Well, she's Hollywood royalty.
Yes, exactly. She's Hollywood royalty. Yes, indeed. But she's kind of like that. But she's also kind of Hollywood royalty in the way that Nick Cage is Hollywood royalty. Like, yeah. Still, like she still put her in movies and stuff like that because she's Hollywood royalty, but like nobody's rushing the theaters to go see him. You know what I mean?
Agree. I mean, the OG Hollywood,
right?
You know, queens are Angie and Drew. I mean, they grew up in this town.
Absolutely,
they are royalty.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, like I guess let's just begin with the And I think I had seen this years ago.
Me too.
I think I watched it with my aunt
here
in LA on like a lazy afternoon where we were both like, we just let it play, but like neither one of us was particularly like into it, but we also weren't going to change the channel. Has that ever happened to anybody? Where you're just sort of like, well, I'm in this now.
It's like if it's like 40 minutes in, you can't stop.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta see how it ends.
I was like, okay, well, who wins the bride war?
Right, yeah. I think I saw this before too. Matter of fact, in San Diego, where I am right now. I think I was like the first time I came when I moved after I moved to California. I think I watched this randomly on one of the hotel channels. But it was like one of those movies you put on while I was like going to sleep, but like kind of enjoying it anyway. Stayed up a little later than I thought I was going to, but yeah, I definitely saw this before. I just didn't remember it like completely.
Yeah, that happened to me yesterday. I was not doing anything in particular, but I ended up watching the entirety of It's Complicated, which I hadn't seen before.
Oh wow.
This is a whole other podcast. I am not a very big Meryl Streep fan. And she was at her like giggly worst in that movie where she was like, I couldn't do it. But I still like
Hollywood. I just want you to know that one half of the podcast does not agree with that statement. I just want you to know, if you want to book me with Meryl Streep, I'm totally down to work with her.
Fight me, Hollywood.
Just know that Chris Mack does not agree with the statement of not liking Meryl Streep. She is Hollywood royalty. Please do not assassinate me.
It's a controversial. It's my hot take, and I stand by it.
So funny.
But yes, let's get into the movie at hand, Brad Wars.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So they start off. They are two little girls who happen to go to. They're their best friends, and they go to the plaza one day with like their moms, and they see a wedding at the plaza, and they decide that very day that when each of them get married, they're going to get married at the plaza. Now, yes. I have an important question right off the bat. Why not just let them be gay and get married to each other? That would have been great.
You know what? We weren't there yet in the time of society. We weren't ready for that.
We were not ready for that.
We only had Brokeback Mountain in 2006, and that was it. There was nothing else gay on film.
Yeah. And not that also would have made it a better movie. I totally agree with you. I would have been like, oh shit, that's dope.
The name would have fit the movie better than probably, because then they both would have been fighting to be the bride.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd have been so funny.
because Anne would have been the groom. Let's be real.
Yeah. That's what they showed in all the little flashbacks. She always had to be the groom.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, perfect casting of the two little girls they made to play the main characters, because they definitely look like they would grow up to look like Kate. I was like, yo, yeah, I totally agree with this. I love they fuck that up in movies. They like have somebody that looks nothing like the main character. Like, oh yeah, that's them as a child. It's like a little white girl, but then like they grow up to be a black woman. You're like, okay, who casted this?
I love a solid kid casting. It's always good.
Little blonde hair white girl grows up to be Angela Bassett. You're like, what?
That's funny.
So yeah, and then I should say up front that the screenplay is in part by Casey Wilson and June Diane Raphael.
Oh yes, that makes sense.
Casey had been on SNL, and like she's like really funny in other stuff. Like I don't think she got to shine on SNL for the time she was there.
Yeah.
And she's done other writing stuff. And then June Diane Raphael is another great. She's really funny too, and a funny writer. And they had like worked together, I want to say at like UCB or something like that, and put on shows. And then June is actually married to Paul Scheer, who has a cameo in this later in the movie as the one like fake dance instructor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although looking at June Diane Raphael, I don't know how she got with Paul Scheer. He's not an attractive man. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but he ain't cute. All right, I don't see no attractiveness about him. Maybe he's
sometimes it's those comedians who just like go with that, like the alternative guy who's like funny and like nice, but not the most attractive person in the world. And I'm sure he's a really good lover.
He gotta be. He gotta be. He gotta be. When you look like that, you gotta go down on girls all the time. You have to. You don't get a choice, sir. You have to. You must. You must.
So then they grow up, and then they're at their friend's wedding, played by June Diane Raphael.
Yes.
And
he's so mean.
Who's the meanest? Who fucking calls Anne out like, is that the dress you wore in college?
Yeah,
bitch.
But also, like, who still has a dress from college?
Girls who are not plus size.
Yeah. Well, it was like two forms of shade. Like low key was shade is like, hey, you're poor. Secondly, it was low key shade like, oh, I can't believe this bitch still fits in her college dress. Like, she didn't gain any weight. Like, what the fuck? You know, it was like two forms of shade.
Okay, true. I was just like, let her wear the dress, but also like, don't wear something that you clearly have worn, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's a little insulting. You come to my wedding and some shit you didn't buy a new dress or try.
The age timeline does confuse me that way because I'm like, wait, so let's say they're in there, like, Kate has to have graduated like law school and spent a couple years as a lawyer to be like as high powered as she is,
right?
So yeah, how long would you?
I say they're like,
I was wondering
late 20s, early 30s.
Okay,
because Anne's also a teacher, but she doesn't give you young teacher vibes. She gives you like the more mature teacher vibes, who's like tenured probably. So I say late 20s, like 29.
Yeah,
or 30, like 30, 32.
I think I want to go late 20s because someone later in the movie makes a random like joke like once you turn 30. It's sort of over.
Right.
Like, or guys stop wanting to date you when you're 30 and they only want to date someone younger.
Yes. When Kate and the friend are at like brunch or something.
Yeah. So we'll lock them in late 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's I get it now. That's still pretty but rom-coms always do that. They always make people very impressive because even in her late 20s, she wouldn't be like, basically they made it seem like they didn't say 100% what her position was at law firm, but they basically made it seem like she was like on her way to being partner.
Yeah.
If she wasn't already. I'm like, damn, I know she's tenacious, but like who's that badass? Especially like, I don't know if like especially at the time, like I don't even know if women could be like work that hard and be that successful that quickly in a law firm, because that was like more of a boys club.
Yeah.
I think she was the only woman in that boardroom.
I think she was.
She was. Which they always do stuff like that in rom-coms, like try to highlight like everybody in a rom-com is successful in their own way, unless they're supposed to be struggling.
But I will appreciate that nobody is a baker or random journalist.
None of the women are bakers or journalists.
Nobody's an architect. That's nice. It's a nice change of pace.
So true.
Like they're real like lawyer feels common-ish for rom-coms, but like I did that, like I was like, whatever. I feel like teacher doesn't come off very often. I feel like it's usually like a very acute job, for the ladies.
Also, I'm glad that this is not based in San Francisco. I'm glad that they're in New York because how many rom-coms have been based in San Francisco? Like The Wedding Planner. And I'm like J-Lo lives like in this like Ethan Allen showroom apartment, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
but
you better be making like $20,000 a month if you live in that apartment. Get the fuck out of here.
Or she had it and sold it and made $1 billion on her way out.
So then we got like The Parent Trap that's set in like NorCal. So I'm glad that this is like literally in New York because I'm tired of being taken to San Francisco. And like,
although New York rom-com still pissed me off a little bit too, because both of their apartments, I mean, like Kate Hudson's character's apartment makes sense. She's a high-power lawyer. She should have a nice apartment. But Anne Hathaway was a teacher. I don't know if she was having that kind of apartment, even with her boyfriend making whoever money.
I don't even know what her boyfriend did.
Was that like a house they were in? I felt
it looked like a little.
Were they in Jersey though? Perhaps.
Oh, were they in
Jersey? Is a little cheaper. Yeah,
that was my assumption.
Were they in Bohoken?
Yeah.
Hoboken.
Please don't come for us, anybody for in Jersey. We're just playing.
My bad.
All the Jersey's like, how dare you? Yeah. I also had questions too because like it's kind of a testament to their friendship if they stayed friends while Kate Hudson was in law school, because that's at least 8 years of school, like doctor shit. and y'all still stay friends, and y'all still stay friends through her like working her way up the firm. Because that's like no shit. Like you probably
you
like
never see anybody.
Like probably never saw her. Yeah. So I was like, hey, they are true friends. How they let a wedding break them up? What the fuck?
and also like because we learned that Kate Hudson's character was a former chubster. So to go through a friend on a weight loss journey, also to let a wedding come between you guys is like also like okay. How strong was this friendship for real? That's like because if someone comes along with me on my weight loss journey, I'm like, bitch, you have seen me through my ups and downs. You have seen me eat a pint of ice cream. Like you are in it for life. You will be at my deathbed, at my funeral. If I need a blood transfusion, you better nominate yourself.
Right. Even if you're not my type, you better not.
Exactly. Give me something.
For the record, I hate that plot point so much. I hate every element of it. I hate the Vera Wang dress thing.
Oh, the Vera Wang moment is kind of iconic though.
I know, but I hate it. It just rubs me the wrong way. Like, because we were still in that time of like they Victoria
Beckham had just landed in America at that time, so like size 0 was like the norm.
Right. No, we were still in that like calling like Drew Barrymore like, oh, she's pretty like hefty, and you look at Drew Barrymore like 2009 and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know. Like literally Drew Barrymore looks like what Marilyn Monroe looks like, which is like everybody's like iconic body type. And then like they're like, oh yeah, she's a little chubby. And you go back and look, you're like, where? She looks like the person that y'all want to be. Like, what are you talking about?
I've seen a lot of TikToks of people kind of pointing out that stuff from those eras where it's like, it was hard being like a girl in that era because it's like people are telling you that girl's overweight, and then what the hell are you if you're just like you know?
No, that's totally disrespectful. Totally disrespectful.
But it's very of the time, because it's still 2009. Oh, and also I hate Kate Hudson's bangs in this fashion wise. I don't like them. It looks like a wig to me, that whole hair.
I mean, it probably was a wig.
It probably was.
I don't hate the bangs. I think I just hate the length of them because it's very like Cleopatra, but like blonde and white and Caucasian.
Yeah, maybe that's what's grabbing me.
Like, why is it so blunt? Like, she's also works at a law firm, so there's probably like a uniform that she has to fit into a box of like what she's supposed to look like.
Absolutely, that's so funny.
So where were we? So they do the bouquet toss, which my sister-in-law did not do it at her wedding. It is like a weird antiquated like thing. And I was at a wedding where it almost landed near me, and I was single. I still am, and I fucking swerved on that like like a grenade was being hucked at me. I was like, no, don't need it. There's no one there.
I do have a question too. Like overall, especially as a woman, Elizabeth, like how obsessed they made these women were over like weddings. Like, did that irk you a little bit? Because like I'm sure there's women like that exist. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but like they made it seem like every girl was like this crazy about getting married. And
I never played that way as a kid. Like, where it's like, I want to get married one day, or this is gonna be my wedding. I definitely like, other people I'm sure did. I think it gets overhyped in movies. This like you've been planning your wedding since the day you were born.
Right.
It's like, man.
And it's like when you're 5, like, do you have any like concept of a wedding? Like, no, like so how can you be like, I've been dreaming of my wedding since I was a little girl? And I was like, no, I was like making up weird stories with Barbies with my friend, and like discovering that you can in fact take Barbie clothes and put them on Beanie Babies in certain instances. Fun fact, just if anyone's curious.
So Elizabeth might be a serial killer. No.
But
just
like,
saying, guys, if there's a string of murders in LA, just know.
But like the whole like obsessed with weddings and wanting to plan weddings and things like that, it's definitely, like I said, overhyped by movies. and just the wedding industry in general is like, it's the day you've been planning for. It's the most important day of your life. And that's always been to me like, there are other important days in your life, you know, like birth of a kid maybe, or just accomplishments like, you know, graduating, you know, a law school or achieving a career thing, or like any of those things I think can be the most important day of your life too. Like when they meet with the wedding planner and she's like, you were dead before you started planning your wedding and got engaged.
Yeah, she would say, like, you're not alive until you're dead.
Yeah. And like her assistant will die. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna die dead according to this bitch.
Yeah.
But I also think for them, it's the big thing because they've probably already accomplished so many things. Like Kate's character is already a lawyer. She has a beautiful boyfriend / fiance. Like she has money. So it's like, this was the next big thing for her that could happen.
Right.
And then obviously then comes the baby that we see at the end when they're both pregnant. But like sometimes weddings are really big deals for small town girls who moved to New York.
That is true. They did come from small town. That's true.
And I read stories about people really wedding, like as they say kind of later in the movie, weddings do drive people just absolutely bonkers. Like it is strange. I find it so strange. Like I never encountered it, so I can't say for sure. But like it is a weird, you know, I've had tons of friends get married, or, you know, my brother got married, and it, you know, is a weird, stressful time. Like it just brings out weirdness in everybody. And I wish it didn't, because like it's supposed to be a joyous celebration, a coming together of a couple and their families, hopefully, and things like that. And instead it's like, if I don't have everybody in matching taffeta gowns, I am going to fucking commit a crime so heinous it will make the Night Stalker look like a kitten. Like,
I mean, they do make it seem like I feel like, you know, they're about to make a law where it's like, all right, if it's during wedding planning, if you murder somebody, we'll give you like half the sentence.
Right.
Like, it's like you get married,
like
then you go to jail. It's like we'll allow one murder.
Anything is forgiven while you're engaged.
Oh man, so many people get married.
You are now engaged.
Right.
Everything is legal for the next 3 months while you plan
3 months.
At least
Who's
3
getting
months.
engaged in 3 months?
Well, they rushed.
They married in 3 months.
They rushed. That's right. They rushed.
They rushed it big
time. I was gonna
time.
ask that because I was like, 3 months. Is that even long enough for you to be able to?
That is
not the ones they wanted to do at the plaza.
Yeah. 3 months. I was like, damn. Like y'all really are pushing it. I get it. Like there was the only opening, but like, I wouldn't even put.
They could have waited till like next year and saved up a little bit.
No, he said the next opening was 3 years.
They also could have waited that amount of time.
I mean, you know, it's like hard for me to, because I was like, I don't know how long they had actually been with their men. They never said like the length of time.
She'd been with Chris Pratt for like a while.
10 years because they were in college.
10 years.
And then they took that little spring break.
Yeah.
And then they got back together again because at the end she's like, you're still in love with the girl you met 10 years ago and I'm not the same person anymore.
Right.
And then also Chris Pratt sucks. In this movie.
Oh my god!
In this movie, he was the worst.
I was like,
what's his name? Fletcher or something?
Fletcher, awful name.
Kiss my ass.
Awful.
Yeah. Perfect for his character name.
It's so funny to watch it now too, because this was right around just before he did Parks and Rec, I think, or he was just in Parks and Rec. So he's still like the doughy Chris Pratt we like. And I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I think I remember liking him in this movie. And then he says a couple awful things during the course of the film. He says like the Kate Hudson's boyfriend's not gonna be able to control his wife, and I went, what the fuck? Which is so awkward now, even more awkward now after his fucking Instagram post. Oh my god, did you guys see that shit?
No,
I don't really follow Chris Pratt.
Oh boy, I don't either, but he blew up.
Or something?
No, a couple like
obviously Team Anna Faris in this.
Oh, he's Team Anna Faris. No, like a week ago or so now, or maybe that amount of time. So he posted this picture of him looking direct to camera and his wife Catherine Schwarzenegger looking up adoringly at him with this like kind of glazed expression, if you ask me. And he wrote this caption that's like, look at her, look at how she's looking at me. I love my wife. even if she chews loud, and she does so much for me, and she's given me a healthy daughter. And I love her almost as much as my Ken Griffey rookie card. Haha, just kidding. And her birthday's in a couple months, so if I forget to get her a present, this Instagram post counts. Haha, I am so in love. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And everybody rightfully called out an unfortunate choice of words that he and Anna Faris having a son together, and the son was more premature, and he's got or had some issues, but he's thriving now. He's doing good as far as I know. But it made it, saying she gave me a healthy daughter kind of implies my first wife gave me a bum kid, so I was ready to start over. It's like
unforgivable.
Kind of, it's real, because I feel like in his head he was thinking, I shouldn't say beautiful daughter because people will come for me for that, so I'll just say healthy.
Right.
But that's also a terrible word. Just say wonderful.
Yeah.
She gave me a wonderful daughter. That would have really solved like every problem.
That would have solved world hunger.
Yeah. Just say you have a wonderful kid.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, here's what the fucking thing about it is like, he probably didn't mean it that way, but like, yes, you have to
he probably
your
did.
Yeah.
He
also might have. He has
the people
subconsciously
under his spell, and they brainwashed him. And I'm sorry to any Hillsonger listeners to this, but no.
Get out of that damn church, people. The founders are all creeps or something like that. They're sexual assaults, and they're like, I think, hiding money. It's not a good church to be a part of.
Sounds fun.
Tax the churches.
But yes, so it's awkward because I was like, is this when I still liked Chris Pratt? But then his character was so rotten. I was like, no.
Yeah. Sometimes that's my thing. Is like sometimes I hate their characters that they play, because sometimes they'll get typecasted as that dumb, annoying character, and I'm just like, I don't like controversial opinion. I don't really like Steve Carell because I think he just presumes like dumb.
He does play
and Will Ferrell too. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
It was funny that when I was watching this, I thought, you know what? Chris Pratt kind of looks like the boyfriend in Midsommar. I was like, I hope Anne Hathaway puts him in a bear in a Swedish cult at the end of this movie. Good for her.
Well, shit. I now think, I guess if they've been together 10 years, if they had to wait another 3, I don't think Anne could have waited that long.
No.
Yeah. Now, but what about Kate Hudson and her boyfriend? Because they didn't seem like they did together 10 years.
No,
it had to be a little less.
Less, I think. They probably. I feel like, because what does her fiance do? Is he?
He said hedge fund.
Okay,
hedge fund guy. Yeah.
So I bet they met like during grad school or something like that. Like maybe they were one of her clients or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how they met. But I don't think they've known each other for that. Like, I don't think he knew her when she was fat.
No. Definitely did not. No, he probably he definitely met her like while she was probably working her way up the firm or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So it just also makes her a even shittier friend, because you ain't been together as long. Like your friend has been with her guy for over a decade, and you've been with your guy for maybe a couple of years, and you're like, oh, I still get married first. Sorry.
Well, and she flipped out when Anne got engaged first. She was she shows up screaming at her boyfriend's office, like, marry me, like a total fucking lunatic.
Crazy. Yeah, that's how I got wants to be proposed to a girl forcefully. She like basically came in with a gun, was like, marry me or everybody dies.
Yeah.
So psycho. Like, that's just
no one is safe if you say no.
Right.
But bless him for being like, you wouldn't be who you were if you weren't this way, and I do love you. I was like, I like that actor. He's in Shameless. I can't.
And in Reba.
Oh, is he?
I love Reba. Yeah. I love that show. It's such a great show.
I forget his name. I have to look it up again, but I literally always forget his name in Reba.
Oh, I love that show.
I didn't realize that's funny.
Yeah, that's a great show. That was like one of those. That was like, I love when it went to syndication.
Isn't it like John Richter or something like that?
Maybe it sounds right.
No, we're gonna do this right.
Let me look it up really quick.
Reba deserves that.
She is a queen.
Watched Reba, Elizabeth?
I didn't. I never.
You never were a single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids,
and never stops. The gentle hands in the heart of the fighter.
Steve Howie.
Yes.
It's Steve Howie's the actor. Yeah. No, I love him on Shameless. He's great.
And then in the movie, I forget his name, he is Daniel. But do they ever even say his name, Daniel?
I feel like they barely call him that name.
They probably said his name like 3 times in the entire movie. That's how insignificant he was compared to the rest of the cast, I guess. But actually, you know what was actually great about it too was you can tell this movie was written by women because like the men took a back seat basically.
Yeah, that was nice.
You know what I mean? And not in a way that was like, oh fuck men. It was like, no, they're not like they don't have nothing to do with this because like they know men don't really give a fuck about planning a wedding, and 2, like this story had nothing to do with the men. It was the 2 girls clashing at each other. You know what I mean?
Although it is funny that like when they're going to plan the wedding and they're debating the dates, and she's like, "Oh, well, you know, your fiancés might want to." They're no, they have zero say in this. And I'm like, you might want to check that they could like get off work.
No, both these women were like, "No, here's your itinerary. Make sure you be there."
Yeah, like
that's gonna be me, I think, hopefully. But I definitely don't want to be like a groomzilla. The only request I make is that I don't get proposed to at Disneyland or in a flash mob.
Oh yeah, it's funny. My friend got proposed to in a flash mob, but she wanted to. And the funniest part was, so she and her now husband were long distance because they met online, and he's from London, and so they'd been together for a while, and around the time it happened, he had emailed me and said, "I'm going to do this thing. It's a surprise." I was like, "Okay, great. I'm in, you know, because she had said she wanted like a big proposal. That was something she genuinely wanted. And then I was laughing because she and I took a little road trip to like Santa Barbara for the day. And we were driving back. She's like, "Yeah, it's hard, you know, and I'm a little worried, you know, I kind of just want him to propose at this point. And I feel like he's going to, but you know, I don't really care about the thing anymore." And I was like, "But you'd still be cool if it happened, right?" Like, it's like trying to not blow the surprise, but like also be like if she was like totally not down for a surprise anymore and just wanted the proposal, be ready to be like, "Buddy, you gotta cancel everything. You gotta just pop the question. She's gonna lose it, man." But no, they did it, and it was very cute, and they're very beyond happy. They have kids now. It all worked out. But I was like, "Oh no, she doesn't want a flash mob anymore."
Yeah, it's just not for me. I don't want to hear Betty Who or Bruno Mars at my proposal.
No, yeah.
I'm really good.
I think are we past the flash mob thing for the most part?
Yeah, that was like very like 2014.
Yeah, that's about the time they got engaged.
Yeah, I think it's over now. I think
but they like kind of, that's who they are. They like kind of big things like that.
Yeah.
Like
my of course it's over now. Can you imagine trying to plan a flash mob post-pandemic? Like, please. Like motherfuckers ain't trying to be
everybody flash mob 6 feet apart.
Right. We're trying to meet up for rehearsals. Get the fuck out of here. We got bills. I ain't got time to rehearse. Goddamn engagement, motherfucker. I don't have free time. What is this, a rom-com? That's for architect.
I'm dead.
Hell yeah.
So then we come to the conundrum. They get booked on the same day at the plaza. And I love that immediately the boyfriends are like, "Oh, double wedding, that'll be nice." And the girls are like, "No."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Here's the thing. That was like the really funny thing was like all the like for the most part, even though like Chris Pratt's character was a douche, but like they were at the beginning of the whole chapel, they were both coming up with pretty reasonable solutions for them. They were like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Now I empathize with Anne Hathaway's character.
Yes.
Who's like, I share everything with her. I do want just one day for myself. Because that
makes sense.
God, it happens to me a little. I let myself get kind of mushed around a bit. Yeah. And yeah, like I don't think I'll be a bridezilla, but I would like if anybody kind of questions it outside of the realm of like a reasonable, like, "Hey, we need to like move the date or like adjust this." But if someone like my example is like, I like chocolate cake and that's what I want. And if anybody's like, "You should have options," I'd be like, maybe somebody else should bring their own fucking cake then. I'm not, not doing this. Like, you know, but I also at this point, especially because I'm older now too, I don't really know if I want to do like bridesmaids or maid of honor because I'm kind of far flung from all these different friends in the first place.
Yeah.
And they'd have to travel. So I'm not going to be like, everybody's got to wear the same dress and look uniform. I've never understood the like bridesmaids having to look uniform.
It just
thing.
looks. It's literally for pictures.
Aesthetic.
It's just for pictures. That's all that is for. Yeah, uniform.
And it
just looks better in pictures.
Doesn't make sense to me. Like,
yeah.
I've been in one wedding where I was. It was just same color, but everybody got to pick a different style dress. Greatest solution of all time.
Yeah, I think that's nice. I think that's nice when it just has to be the same color, but you can pick whatever you want to. Yeah. But it also has to be like an easy color. Like it can't be like
chartreuse. Yeah.
Yeah, just like not an obscure color where it's like the shades could just like differ very slightly. Like it's gonna be like I need y'all to be in midnight blue.
Right.
And that's exactly we were in like a navy blue, a dark blue.
Stay I think with the primaries or maybe the secondaries. Don't go any further.
Don't go. I don't want anything. Ooh, sorry. Whoa. Anything that can be made up in Adobe. Like
everybody come
in whipping that thing around until
everyone
you land.
Everyone come in number 45E. L1. Like
I want you in the I want you in the Pantone color of the year.
This bitch is making us come in fucking Lowe's paint colors. Like everybody come in cinnamon or I'll fucking kill you.
But yeah, God. I like I said, there's very little I think I'd flip out about. Like as a bride, I'd want good food for everybody, and I'd have options because I know there's different needs. Like my dad happens to be vegan, so I'd have to have some vegan stuff. And then do an open bar, and I'd want good music and like a fun spot, and that's about all I want out of a wedding.
Yes, anybody who's ever planning a wedding, open bar is the way to go. If you don't have an open bar, your wedding is trash. Okay.
If I go and it's cash bar, bye.
Yeah, I don't care I don't care if you got glass swans. I don't care if you got fucking Cirque du Soleil dancers coming from the roof. If your bar is cash, your wedding is trash. Okay.
I want open bar. I'm gonna have like 2 different weddings. I'll have like the early like where it's like families included, the parents can hang out, and then like after 10 o'clock the parents gotta go. I want like heavy breathing. I want the drinks to be stiff.
Yes.
I mean other things can be stiff too, but the drinks gotta be stiff. But like no children. I don't want any kids unless it's gonna be the ring bearer and the flower girl, but they gotta go home at 7. Find a babysitter. No kids. I don't even care if your child is 16. She can stay home and watch the children for you then.
She can be the babysitter for all the kids.
Exactly. I want a classy wedding, but like a modern wedding at the same. Like I want to be that fun wedding where it's just like, like roaring 20s, Great Gatsby, where there's just like champagne flowing and like everyone's just drunk. Like I want someone to be barefoot at the end of the night.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Somebody gotta walk out barefoot.
I don't think you can be barefoot at the plaza, let me tell you.
I would know.
It's a fancy joint. It's a fancy joint.
Oh, so while we're kind of in that subject, I want to ask you this, but ask you both this. Chris Pratt's proposal, the whole fortune cookie thing, cute or
no?
I didn't hate it.
No, that is the dumbest. He didn't even get down, or he was just like, if we can spend the rest of our lives like this, eating Chinese food and watching TV, I'd be happy. No, sir. Where is the growth? Like
that's fair. Yeah.
Like he didn't even try. Like it's not like he didn't even prepare the meal. She had to bring all the food over, or the food was already there, but she walked over.
Yeah. Whatever. Time. You're right.
It's just like there was no effort in it. I mean, granted, he probably got like a special fortune cookie for that one,
right?
No. I need to get on one knee. I want to be dressed up somewhere. Like I want to be. Granted, she was very surprised because she didn't know what the hell was going on with that cookie.
Yeah.
I liked the surprise element, and I liked the at-home element. I like because I don't know if I'd want to be.
Yes, kudos for the surprise,
public.
But not in a fortune cookie. I mean, fucked up if you're proposing in food.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going. Oh, you.
I think I would want something like or if it was in public, not like at a busy restaurant, like a secluded thing, like, or I don't know, park or something where it's a little like not everybody's gonna have to like see. Also, you have to be damn sure if you're being proposed to in public that like your partner is going to say yes. Like,
yeah, that's a hard one.
But I liked the coziness of like,
yeah.
Then that just might be me. But
no, I liked it too. Here's where he lost it. Like it was actually kind of a cute little creative way to propose, but he have a good speech with the proposal. Like, oh dude, when the old girl came in, rushed in, was like, "Are you gonna marry me or what?" Like he still had a nice, like heartwarming speech with his proposal, and Chris didn't. So he's like he had every like all the elements that could have made it cute and everything, but then he like dropped the ball on like the most important part because like the proposal was bad casual. He was just like, "Hey, so like you kind of want to do this?" Like
that was
exactly.
Like
the energy about being asked, you know.
No man.
I mean, I know y'all been together 10 years, but you still got to be romantic at least in this moment, my guy.
I need 110% like proposal.
And this is why they break up at the end.
I mean, yeah. I mean, clearly they were just like going through the motions of a relationship.
Yeah. They were getting, the real trouble was going to start after the marriage.
The real trouble starts is when we meet Kate Hudson's brother.
Yeah, whose name I don't remember because I feel like they never say his name.
I mean, he was only like 3 scenes, so it's
how dare you? His name was Nate. Nate.
Yes.
I would leave Chris Pratt for Nate in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
Especially at that time, Chris Pratt. He wasn't like chiseled man.
I still would leave chiseled Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I'm leaving chiseled Chris Pratt because chiseled Chris Pratt is like becoming a weird fundamentalist.
Yeah.
And I'll go for this feller.
Yeah, I'd go for Nate any day of the week. I want a Nate. Yeah, that's when the trouble starts, when she's like,
Yeah. And you're like, I wrote down like little chemistry there.
Since we're talking about this moment, so the ladies only seem, or at least, Kate Hudson's character only seemed to be happy if like that the ring quality was like up to par.
Yeah.
Is ring quality very important in a proposal?
And I think it just totally depends on the person.
Yes.
I don't particularly want a diamond. I'm not that excited by them. I would like something blue. It doesn't, not a sapphire necessarily. There's a million like blue gems or something like that. I also, because I talk with my hands a lot and I don't pay attention to like what I'm doing, and I like hit my hands on things and stuff like that, I want like a really indestructible engagement ring. Like I don't want one that has the stone kind of like raised.
Yeah.
Because I'm just dumb and I'm not paying attention to what I do with my hands. It's not that I'm klutzy, but I also will just like, oh, we have to fix something. Let me just jam my hands in there, and I won't think about like, you're wearing a nice piece of jewelry, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like, so that I almost need something kind of basic in a way, so that I don't fuck it up too hard.
Right.
Yourself, Jovonnie?
I definitely want a diamond.
I'm
gonna be straight up honest. Whenever it happens, I will be down for like a vintage ring.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But like, I'll take a blood diamond. You know what? Like, they have been here since the earth was formed. It will be here long after I'm gone.
Honestly, Giovanni, that's actually I respect that, because look, it's a blood diamond. That means somebody shed blood, so you have to wear it. Like, if you don't wear it, then what the fuck did they sacrifice for? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that's how the world works.
Yeah. But I definitely don't want. I don't want to go like Jared the jeweler. I want them to like find like a really good like jeweler that they like love and trust, that was like their childhood jeweler, or like a family friend who's a jeweler. I don't want someone to just go to like fucking K or something.
Yeah,
or like,
I would. Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I
like
would.
the Macy's department store jewelry section. I want a fat ass rock.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like when they compare, like Anne gets hers and like rattles off all the stuff. I wouldn't know what to rattle off to save my life. I'm like, cut. I know like there's cut, clarity, and this, that, and the other thing, but I'm like, I wouldn't know what I got. I would just be like, I'm like, it looks nice.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna accidentally fuck up this ring.
As long as it's on white gold and there's like a big rock and then two little rocks next beside it, I don't care.
Kate's ring in the movie was huge too. I was like, whoop.
And I think it's Tiffany's.
Yes,
like
it was a Tiffany ring.
No, thank you.
So you know that shit.
Tiffany's
Tiffany's basic?
Tiffany is basic.
But Moon River and Cat and that unfortunate Mickey Rooney performance.
No. Tiffany's is basic. I want like Harry Winston or like
No, you know what? Now to think about it, yeah, like there are definitely more iconic brands of jewelry than Tiffany's. Tiffany's is like for people who make $100,000 a year. That's like where you buy your ring because you know that's like high price, like high quality for like people who make like $100,000 a year. But when you making like $1 million a year or close to $1 million a year, you go like Cartier.
You better shut down the store.
Yeah.
It better be. The blinds are down. It is just you and Mr. Cartier.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's like Harry Winston is just there with me, like walking me through the steps.
Yeah, that's funny. Tiffany did kind of lose some of its.
Well, they're trying to rebrand again. They're trying to be cool with Beyonce and Jay-Z. So they're having their renaissance again. I mean, it's just like not what it used to be, I think.
All it's gonna do is just turn Tiffany into Tommy Hilfiger, just more black people.
Absolutely.
That's just really all it's gonna happen. It's not gonna make it more popular. Just
no. It's just they're gonna get a new clientele.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Untapped market for Tiffany.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Probably.
So that's because Tiffany was not catering to.
Oh no, hell no, not at first, but they know where that money is now. They know where it's at because black people spend a lot of money.
Your store is in New York on the Upper East Side, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So then we kick it into high gear with the crazy.
Oh yes. So the ladies go to the plaza to meet, I guess, like they're basically their guru, their guy,
the wedding
planner of all wedding planners. And then they get booked accidentally on the same date.
Yeah. And that's where
okay, but you know what though, low key, I'm mad like I know like this has to happen for the plot to happen, but like in my head I'm like, no, this is the plaza's fault. Like somebody should not only get fired, but like I should get my wedding for free.
Well, the assistant got fired. She her career was ended.
Oh, she was done.
That woman is gonna be in the subway panhandling for money.
She was like, don't use me as a reference. But still, there should be more to that. Like they should get like some kind of discount on a booking or like get a guaranteed booking, like future booking date. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, she was giving it to them for 3 years in advance, but
that's true.
But they just could not wait.
Yeah. I would have been. But also,
like,
I think
is one of you pregnant?
If you're taking pride in being the best wedding planner in all of New York, I'm sure the plaza can accommodate you and your client and be like, let's see where we can make room somewhere. Get married on a Tuesday.
Right. Or Sunday.
Or like
actually.
have
Sundays
an earlier
are
wedding.
Or Friday.
Or have an early
something.
wedding. Have an early wedding where like, you know what I'm saying, somebody's wedding's at 3 and then somebody else's is at 6. Boom.
Yeah.
And y'all can have the reception in the same place.
But they didn't want to share anything. It's like the one time they were like absolutely not on the sharing.
Ridiculous. Man.
So they tracked down the bride who got the date, and that's Casey Wilson, one of the screenwriters, and she says no go, and then they tackle each other, and I wanted to say
out of Bloomingdale's.
Okay, this showcases my humbler roots. I was like, Macy's? It was not a Macy's.
They're definitely at Bloomingdale's.
It was a Bloomingdale's.
Oh yeah, 100% Bloomingdale's. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, they're looking for stuff at Macy's. That makes sense. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
If fancy
and Hathaway might go and look.
And that's where Anne Hathaway should have gone.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Sorry. Side note on that. I like that they acknowledged that would be fucking expensive, and that Anne Hathaway has been saving up to get married at the plaza since she was 16. However, bizarro use of savings to me. Not what I would have done. But you know what? It's your money, girl. Do what you want.
That element also, again, makes Kate Hudson's character a little bit more of an asshole because, like, she's a teacher in New York. She ain't making no money. So that means the little bit that she was saving or able to save, she was putting into her wedding fund Also, her relationship was much longer with her boyfriend than Kate with her. So like, you're kind of a dick, bro.
But it all had to happen so that she didn't end up married to Chris Pratt. So it's for the best.
This is true. Yeah, it's true. And I guess in a way, her friend kind of saved her.
Sometimes war is good.
Yeah, her friend did kind of save her, because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the shenanigans, she might be married.
But I love the shenanigans. The antics are just so funny.
Oh,
the sabotage.
God. Well, the thing is, like, when they start sabotaging each other, it makes you question their friendship. It's like, how did y'all survive?
Yeah.
Now it made me question like how she survived, like how they stayed friends through her like being, going through school, being a lawyer and shit like that. Because it's like, y'all are coming at each other too personally.
Well, I mean, that's what, when you've been friends for that long, you go for the jugular. Sending her chocolates knowing that she's gonna eat the fucking chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who thinks of that, honestly? Your best friend thinks of that.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get revenge on you? Who's gonna do that?
Yeah, right. It's a true friend stabs you in the front.
And then Kate didn't really have much on her because Anne Hathaway is overall a great friend and a good character. So she sabotages her tan and then makes everyone think that she's pregnant. That's all she's got. Anne Hathaway literally makes her gain weight.
That's probably the most savage thing that she does.
And turn her hair blue.
Turn her hair blue.
I also, I know I mentioned the Vera Wang thing earlier. My question was, did Vera Wang like sign off on this? I'm like, is that what she like wanted to say at that time period? The whole,
I think for sure, because that's like a big thing in like the bridal world and like in the fashion world. Like, Vera Wang is that bitch. She always has been and always will be. So like, her dresses are literally just one of a kind.
Yeah.
So like it's you
do.
And when you're a bride, you want to look and feel your best. Right. So you're gonna lose weight to make sure the dress fits right.
Yeah.
Also, Vera Wang might be a vampire because she's like almost 60 and looks 25.
I think Vera Wang's like 80 years old.
Yeah, and she looks like she's barely like pushing 30. And I'm like, what blood are you drinking? Like,
also, probably controversial opinion here. I didn't like that dress that much. I didn't like the belt.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. I liked the bow. It was kind of cute. It was very princessy. It was definitely for her. I'm gonna get married in the Tom Ford tux. That's just
Tom Ford's great suits. That's beautiful suits. Yeah, I'm not mad at you.
Good choices, gentlemen.
Not mad at you. It's gonna cost you though. It's gonna cost you. Yeah. You're paying
$20,000.
Yeah, you're paying at least $20,000. But I mean,
you know what? It'll all be worth it.
What's great about that tux is, yes, you can wear it at your wedding, but also you can wear it for the rest of your life.
I can wear it to other weddings.
Say some shit. Be like, bitch, this cost me $20,000. I'm wearing this everywhere.
Yeah. I go to baptism. I'm wearing
you do the Tiffany Haddish, and she got the one
white Alexander McQueen
dress, and she's like, I'm wearing the shit out of this because it costs a lot of money. And I'm wearing it every chance I get.
I'll go to Sunday brunch in it.
Like I don't give a shit. I ended up liking Anne's dress more. I thought it was funny that they're like, oh, it's her mom's dress, and this was one plot element I wasn't sure, it didn't pay off, because Kate says, you're gonna wear your mom's dress. Is that your dream or hers? And we never really get a lot about mom, because it made me go, oh, is like Anne Hathaway's mom like overbearing and pushy? Right. No, mom shows up in the final 20 minutes and is like, you look lovely, and goes and sits in a corner. And I was like, oh, is that the like overbearing mom who's making you wear the dress?
She was like, is this my dress? She goes, yeah. She was like, is this what you wanted though?
Right. Yeah.
Which I have to say, it was like, I was worried it was not going to be like, it was going to be like an old,
I mean,
out of date dress.
It's definitely an old wedding that just got updated.
Right. Like, I thought the update looked nice. Like they fooled me. I was like, this is kind of nice. Like,
yeah, it really was. But it was like a weird plot point, because like, they made it seem like she was like overbearing, and then the parents get there and they're the coolest parents in the world. Like they're like super supportive and nothing like this. Like
the dad's balding.
Like where did she get this from? Like did the mom say, oh, it'd be like, it seems like maybe the mom at one point when she was a kid just said, oh, it'd be so sweet if you wore my dress to your wedding. And then
she took that on
as like, yes, like she has to, right?
Yeah, because that is her.
That's her people pleaser. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I thought it was very sweet that the dad too popped in on Kate Hudson just to kind of check on her, because they do establish that Kate Hudson's parents are no longer alive.
Right.
And that's another question about their friendship. Like, I feel like if they're so close, and if they never say that she's like a sister, but I think you're supposed to get that vibe at a certain point.
Yeah, they grew up together.
Like, you would think like they'd want to do a joint wedding where like dad could,
give them both away.
Give them both away. But again, in all fairness, I do get Anne Hathaway's character of like, I just want one day for myself. So
that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That part. Yeah, I don't know if they should have went this hard at each other like they did.
Yeah,
but I understand her wanting to have her own day for sure.
Yeah.
But looking back at the movie, Emma and Hathaway's character, she shot the shot. She did shots fired when she sent that save the date.
Yeah,
that's true. She did initiate it.
They were all because Liv and Dan were only looking at the invitation. Like they cards, were not even. They were just looking. Yes. And the way that Fletcher communicated to her was like, "Oh yeah, they're like at their save the dates."
Right.
Yeah.
Which was God damn it, Chris Pratt! Accurate. You did it again.
Yeah. It's all Chris Pratt.
You did it. You did it in Infinity War, and you did it in Bride War. All the wars, you fucking it up.
Yes. Chris Pratt literally was the shot heard around the world.
Yes. You motherfucker.
So that's what I think kind of ignites it, because Emma did take that leap and was like sending that email. So I think that's also what. And then when they're that showdown at their bridal shower and they're just going at each other for their jugulars.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Which, off topic, real quick, Kate Hudson's belt in that scene is huge, like comically huge. It was. I made a note of it because I was like, "This is." I'm like,
the moment.
I know this is like the time where it was like, "Just put a belt on it." This is out of control.
It was a moment. It was a moment.
It was a lot.
Yeah, the fucking WWE fucking champion.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know Liv was also the world wrestling champ. Good for her.
What a story! What iconic turnaround.
Yeah,
went from lawyer to WWE champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going at each other hard at the engagement party. Like they were saying some deep cut insults, which is a testament to like their friendship, because you can only cut that hard when you know that like that information about somebody. When you know like
they went to the white meat.
Yeah. Like clearly, like the way that the insults that they were flinging at each other is literally information that like only the two of them have ever told one another, not anybody else. So like the fact that they're airing that shit out in front of like their kind of casual friends, that's fucked up. That's shady as fuck. That's true. That's that visceral shit. Like something came from the gut,
Mm-hmm.
Which is so sad because I'm like, it's a wedding, you crazy bitches.
Well, see, here's my thing though, and Elizabeth, I think you can attest to this. Here's my only thing, like how hard they were going for each other. I don't believe that they would have made up at the end, because girls can hold grudges for fucking years, bro.
So it keeps you young.
Not even without like the most minimum ever. They don't give a fuck. Like once a woman figures out like, I don't fuck with this bitch anymore, y'all can not talk for 10 years and never ruin your life.
Yeah, I don't. In real life, I don't believe they would have made up.
You can't come back from that.
Hell no. Dyeing people's hair, making people gain weight, fucking telling
turning
people
them orange,
turning them orange. Like no. I mean, here's the thing. Period. Like just the one move that Anne Hathaway did by sending the email invite for the wedding.
Yeah.
Could have fucked up the friendship for most real women. Like that would have been
that would have been one. That would have been like Liv's dead to me. Spread the word.
Yeah. Do not talk to her. She's dead to me. If you talk to her, you're an enemy.
This girl is a fugly slut. Do not trust her.
Do not trust her.
This girl is a fugly.
This girl is a fugly slut.
She is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met.
For sure. I know. I was talking to somebody one time about like, just how we're taught like boys can generally like, you might not like the guy, but then it can come to a head and you can like usually kind of physically fight it out.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Yeah.
Girls don't do that. So it just festers and festers forever. And you're like, they're like, wow, when did that happen? You're like 15 years ago, but that's not relevant.
But it's like yesterday, okay? I still feel it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I think if more women punch each other in their faces, they would get over a lot more grudges.
And maybe that's why
that's what it takes.
Like Anne Hathaway full on tackles her at the wedding.
Right.
Like that's kind of what they needed. I think true. They got it out.
Yeah, they did get physical.
And that's how they made up. They just finally physically attacked each other.
Listen, as I was saying, ladies, like everybody thinks that men are violent, but that's real friendship. your best friend you punched in the face. Like it's it just happens, you know, if you get there. Or at least if nothing else, if you ever like actually like physically punched them, you at least got into a shoving.
You got like into like a headlock.
Yeah, like it was about to go down. Maybe somebody broke it up, but like
maybe girls should tussle more.
No, there's a couple more.
I think so. I think if girls just got into the match every now and then, it'd be healthy.
Well, they need to do it like they need to do it like they used to do back in the Wild West, where it was like if you had a gun, I had a gun, it was a fair fight. Now it's just like, but not with guns anymore. Now it's just like, look, if it's just you and me, we go at each other for a second. Whoever wins, and then you walk away. You know what I mean?
You do it with nudes. I have your nudes, you have mine.
Oh shit! That's that's worse than gunfire, man.
Yeah,
that would ruin an entire life.
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
I exposed myself there too much.
I don't know if I've ever had a friendship where we have each other's nudes. I don't know if I've
very true. I don't have that type of friendship with with any of my friends. That's just really
I want
weird.
That friendship,
when people are like on Twitter, it's like you have my nudes. I'm like, why does your friend have your nudes?
No, none of my friends.
Like, why do I need to know what your hole looks like? You know, like.
Truth be told, I probably could have nudes because I did. I served with this guy when I was in the Marines. I used to like to send his dick pic to everybody, and I was just like. Why do I need this, sir? What do you?
And you stop airdropping this tweet to him.
Just like he's like, it's funny. Just like you open your phone, there's a dick. I'm like, it's not that. It's not. Write some new material because I've never enjoyed this at all. Don't want to see that.
Oh my god. So yeah, they do the prank war. I feel this is a reminder why I'll never do a spray tan. I'm so pale. And I feel like even whatever the like Cabana Mist or whatever the light version would have been too much.
I got a spray tan one time and I went and I was like, hey, you know, I'm already olive skin tone. Like, I just want like a base. She goes, well, you could do like a little darker. And I was like, I don't know. She goes, trust me, it's going to fade. So I went in it and then I came out and she's like, it's going to get darker as the day goes on. And I had to work that day.
Oh no.
So like at like 9 o'clock at night, my friends were like, what happened to you? And literally it was just, I was completely orange. And I was like, bitch, I told you I was already olive skin tone. I don't need to be darker. I don't need to look like I was in Aruba. Like, I was like, what the hell? I went back to her and I was like, how long is this gonna last? Because this is not okay.
Yeah.
How long does it last? How long do tans last?
Like a week or so?
Like, a week?
At least.
Because in the movie, you know, she gets tanned, I think, like 2 weeks prior, but she's only looking for a base coat.
Right.
So she's like orange and like trying to scrub it off in time.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, magically at the wedding, she's like back to her natural skin tone.
Yeah.
She's back to be Caucasian Anne.
Yeah. Well, they have her scrubbing and they have her taking like a lemon juice bath and stuff like that to see that'll theoretically get the spray tan out. But no, this just confirms that I'll never.
It's scary, especially that like Oompa Loompa orange. No, man.
Yeah. Well, see, that's always the. I mean, obviously, I don't never need one, but that would always be my fear of like getting a spray tan is like that happening. You know what I mean? Like at least a week, you're stuck with that. So if somebody fucks up and gives you the wrong color, like you, Jovonnie, like you're stuck with it for a week.
Yeah,
just like. No matter how many times you take showers, no matter how many times you scrub, like you just gotta look like that, and everybody's gonna ask what fucking happened to you.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm hesitant to let people use bronzer on me when they do makeup because I'm like, but I'm really pale, you guys. Like, they're like, yeah, but
it's also weird when you're like, if you're like your skin tone and they put a bronzer, it's like, okay, clearly that's a bronzer.
I'm like, who am I? Look at these underarms, baby. Like. You think I'm
golden brown on white and think it's gonna blend in? Like, it's not how it works.
It's not quite there.
Also, if somebody ever does that to you, Elizabeth, get them fired immediately because
they don't know
what they're doing.
I don't think anyone's actually like full on tried to do like, oh, we'll just bronze you up. I think because I've luckily gone to mostly like the handful of times I've had it like professionally done, they've been like, we're not fucking with that.
Like, no, it won't be necessary.
We don't need to try to tan up this Victorian ghost. It's fine. She is what she is.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
So the hair dye and blue thing, could you forgive that?
I don't know, that it's more fixable, I think, on a blonde.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to really like, because I have brown hair, you'd have to bleach it and then dye it blue.
Gotcha.
A lot of steps there.
Yeah.
And you could also like get a wig or something. It's not an easy fix, but it's a little, I feel like it's a little easier to get around than being bright orange for like a week and a half. But yeah, I don't know.
I could forgive the hair because it's like, but also the sash should have been like, is this the right color? Like blue and whatever she was getting done clearly looked different in a bowl. I'm assuming. I mean, I'm not a hairstylist.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
I think for me, I wouldn't forgive the weight gain. Purposely making me gain weight is what I couldn't forgive. I'd be like, oh my god, like you know how much like she struggled with that, and she feels bad when she's like, can you go back and get it? And he's like, ma'am, the whole box is gone already with at my left. So that's something I think. The hair is superficial, but I think when you're attacking someone's like physical appearance,
like clearly she's like, "Ooh, let me feed her addiction one time." Like, you know, what I mean? Like she's like clearly going through rehab,
and then kept doing it. It wasn't just like at one time, because like it'd be different if she sent her the box of chocolates, and then she ate him, and then Liv was buying them on her own, but she just kept sending her stuff. Like cookie bouquets, that Mr. Walrus cookie bouquet. I would have been like,
and then what was it? Butter of the month. She's sending her butter. Butter.
He was Daniel was like, you've just been eating sticks of butter from other countries.
Also gross. I don't care what size you are. They're just gross. Like, why would a lot
of butter? I like butter, but
butter. I like butter. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like it, but like a whole block of butter. No.
I definitely I wouldn't forgive the weight. I would be like, you know, I think this is too low for me.
Yeah, because like you said,
it's your nudes and you make me gain weight. That is not the same.
Because like you said, Chris, it's like an addiction, and if it's something she's struggled with, like, could you imagine if it was like, you know, like, heroin? Hey, why don't you keep doing coke? Like, you know, or drinking or something like that, or getting, you know.
Yeah, imagine if you're got a cousin that's like recovering from like dope, and you're like, hey man,
drugs
there's a spoon here. I got a spoon here. A syringe. What do you think?
It's definitely it's a pretty low blow. Like, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah, and then like had her thinking that her fiance himself was sending that shit to him. Like she kept addressing it.
It took you that long to not question and be like, hey, why do you keep sending me all these goodies? That's what I would have been like after the first one. I would have been like, hey, after the Cookie Monster Walrus, I would have been like, hey,
are you trying to tell me something?
Can you not send me stuff anymore? And then he would have been like, I'm not sending. Then she could have stopped, but she out here eating sticks of butter. And then still not wondering why he's still sending her that
stuff.
But
that's the problem, right? Because like clearly food is her addiction. Like that's like her vice, you know what I'm saying? So like the fact that she was sending that to her, she knew that she could fall into that space.
And not ask questions probably.
Super fucked up. Like
that's pretty messed up.
For her to be like the sweet one, that's pretty diabolical.
She like you were saying, like she's the nicer character. Right. So there's not as much Kate can do to her. But she's not ultimately the nicer character because she goes so hard on Kate Hudson. Like it's not okay.
It's bad. Anne got activated in this movie. It was just like
she did. She was ready to go.
This is her villain origin story.
It's actually became Catwoman.
You can only do this. You can only do this with a really good friend, with a childhood friend. This cannot be someone that you met like casually, like you've been friends for like 3 years, because that's dangerous, because that could literally like end bad. But you can only do this kind of shit with like your childhood friend that you have grown up with for like 20 years and be like, yeah, she was a fat bitch, I'm gonna make her fat again.
That's cold-blooded. Yeah, that's some deep-seated hate right there. That came from childhood. That was
trauma.
Kate Hudson's character must have did something really fucked up when they were kids for her to have that kind of visceral response.
Well, she put her in the back burner. She's always second best.
I guess that's what it was. Yeah, that must have been it.
You can only do it so long before you want to be number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I gotta ask you guys this because I've heard different opinions on it. So after Anne Hathaway character and Chris Pratt's character, like they decide not to get married, she gives back the ring. Would you give back the ring?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's not mine to keep. It's
not
mine to keep.
Cool.
But also, I hope that Chris Pratt went to go and like returned it or sold it or something and pawned it to get money.
He ain't making that much money. Yeah, he ain't making that.
You cannot re-gift a ring.
No,
yes, no.
And if I find out that my fiance, I'd be like, we're done.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you ever again. These last 5 years have been wonderful, but I don't want to. No. If this ring was meant for Brad, it ain't meant for me.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know there's somebody out there that's
absolutely. The scumbags of the earth, little fuck boys who just like will hop on and just have a ring, have a backup.
Yeah, that's the people who are like, that's like the people in our family that's been married like 3-4 times. Like they've re-gifted a ring. Like if you've been married like more than once, you probably re-gifting the ring after like a third marriage.
Yeah, but no,
I got an uncle who's been married 6 times. I know he's re-gifted a ring at least one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 times, bro.
And the gays are ruining the sanctity of marriage.
Right. Facts though, real stuff.
Oh my God.
No, you give it back. It's not mine to keep. We weren't even married yet. You can take it. But if we're like 4 years in the marriage and we get divorced, I'm keeping that ring.
Yeah.
You're getting that back.
At that point,
I worked for that.
Yeah, because the marriage did the marriage didn't work out. You did get married, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you break off the engagement, you definitely should be giving the ring back.
Yeah, go back, give it, melt it, do something with it, invest it or something like that.
Now, is it tacky for a person to ask for the ring back?
It's not tacky because they shouldn't be asking for it back.
Right.
They shouldn't be asking for it back. Especially if you're the one breaking off the engagement and you're not getting it back, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are the one if it's the guy that's breaking off the engagement, does he deserve the ring back?
I guess you could ask for it. I guess if someone broke it off with me, I would be like, well, I don't want the ring now. What does it mean at this point?
Yeah, right. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Either way, it needs to go back to its owner. It needs to go back to its owner. It does not need to be on anyone's finger. Yeah. It needs to go back to somebody else.
Right.
Back to Zales.
Oh man, how many people have bought like a broken engagement ring? You know,
a cursed ring.
You know, because like I feel like as a jeweler, right? Like if you got somebody coming in,
you gotta tell somebody. You gotta tell somebody like, hey, that ring.
Yeah, like that should be like in real estate. Like, hey, somebody was murdered here. Just so
there was a murder on this ring.
Yeah.
This ring came back after 30 days. It's not a good one.
Yeah,
right. I can make you something that looks like this. Yeah, absolutely.
Or you gotta cleanse it somehow, like sage.
Because you know they're not telling people that. They're not telling people that shit.
Take that shit to House of Intuition and get that shit recharged.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Which is fucked up, right? They should be telling that because I feel like if you believe in energy and shit like that, if you're passing that negativity back on to somebody else, like that's not good. You're like starting them off wrong. You like at least give them a warning, be like, hey, go get this seance. It has evil on it.
I'm gonna be like, was this diamond just digged up yesterday? Like, where did this diamond come from? Give me the origin story of this.
Wherever you go, just bring sage and just bring do the whole damn story.
Oh my god,
get them all.
Going to Harry Winston with Palo Santo.
Yes. I mean, like, look, I'm paying for this. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. This is just to bless all the rings in case y'all trying to do some shit. Hell yeah.
So they make up. And Liv has softened. She kind of has that scene with the fiance beforehand where she's like, maybe I've gone too far. I've pushed things and I've been this way for a long time, and maybe it doesn't hurt if I cool it for a bit. And he's like, that's all right. And they have lovely little scene together. And then does this mean that like Anne Hathaway's gonna be a bitch the rest of her life? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think she got
it's just her character arc is standing up.
All out. Yeah, she got it all out of her at the wedding.
Yeah,
but also
she'll just be more declarative.
We have to blame the gay assistant who didn't change out the DVD.
But did he know that it needed to happen? Did he secretly know?
I maybe he knew that Chris Pratt was not the one.
Maybe he knew. Yeah.
So you know what?
Or not.
Oh my God.
Well, he did say you'll thank me for this later, but he didn't specifically say who is going to thank him. He just said you'll thank me. So maybe he was just like,
I think he wanted them not to be friends anymore. I think it's what he wanted them to not to be friends
I think he wanted
anymore. It didn't work out for him.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That could have been like his way of that, because like
the boss.
Oh yeah, the riff got him closer to the boss, because like now he's hanging out with her. He's like planning her wedding. Like this is like getting him inch. You know what I mean? Because like he can use that as leverage to get promoted. You know, clearly I'm assuming he doesn't want to be an assistant. That's why he was like so excited and stepped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was definitely trying to use that as a way to get himself in a better position.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so then Anne Hathaway is there for her at the wedding, and they get to the reception, and she hooks up with the brother.
I'm not mad.
That's all good. Yeah, they had, maybe on purpose had like a little more chemistry in their like brief scenes together.
Yeah,
like doing the tie, like she had to help him get the tux, and she fixed the tie, and that's always a little nice.
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know how to do a tie on a guy.
I was cool.
So I'll never be able to help.
All I know is none of my friends are gonna go with my fiance to go get his tux fitted. It's gonna be a woman. It's gonna be one of my female cousins. Ain't gonna be a friend.
That's true, man. It was like I don't know. That's like I'm cool with them getting together at the end, but it's like it's kind of like how he just like threw that scene in there to kind of justify the ending of it.
Yeah,
because it was just like there was no because like when they initially like kind of showed them together at like Kate Hudson's pre-engagement party.
Yeah,
they didn't have that kind of chemistry. There was no like sexual tension. It was just kind of like little smiley smiles. I think actually he had more flirty tension with his sister.
I just wrote that down too. I was like, "There's weird tension."
I was like, "Are they
here." I was like, "This is like that Folgers commercial."
Yeah.
Oh
like,
God.
Are they brother and sister? Or are they about to fuck? I don't know what's going on here.
I also was like, "Yep."
It was a weird energy. It was really weird energy. It was I don't know who what acting choices they chose.
But they were
that scene. But they were both wrong. I was like, they just fucked in their trailer, and they must have like you know what I mean? Like that's probably like right before they shot that scene, they must have had sex because there was just way too much flirtation for a brother and sister.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So then they make up, everybody's happy, and a year later they're catching up at the plaza again. And Emma has married Liv's brother. These bitches move fast with this stuff.
I know, 1 year.
1 year.
One year into marriage, and you're already pregnant.
Also,
that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it was. But she just started dating the brother.
No, she started dating him when they were children.
I guess.
Okay,
but
I mean, they have known each other like basically their whole life. So it kind of is okay. We can give them a year to get married. It's like, but here's the thing though, to be honest though, that is still pretty fast, because that means they were probably dating maybe 6 months, got engaged, and then like got married.
Yeah, and then went on a honeymoon and everything. So.
Yeah, like something like that. Yeah.
It works in the Brides Wars cinematic universe. It makes sense.
they said Zoom, we got to get this shit done. Like, yeah.
But then it's happily ever after, because they're like they're both due on the same date, and they're like
March 3rd, which is my birthday.
Oh, really?
It's like March 3rd. I was like, oh shit, March 3rd. Kate Hudson and Hathaway had me.
So then yes, they don't fight over. There's no baby wars, because now they've made peace.
There'll be baby wars for when it would have already happened already, but like I want baby this hospital room. I want to give birth at Mount Sinai.
Right? Yeah. It's gonna be.
Well, I was like hoping the implication is that they'll like be like, no, we will raise these children as like siblings, and they are. Well, they're related. They're cousins, because
isn't that crazy?
But it doesn't bode well that if they flipped out this hard about the wedding, like are they gonna like put those cousins in competition all the time?
Well, you got to remember too, like if they went this crazy for a wedding, now think about while they're pregnant and those hormones are going through their brain, like if they did like a baby wars, I bet that the pranks would be a lot more brutal with like baby hormones rolling through.
I need a sequel.
Yes, I want to see Baby it today. Baby Wars sequel. Hell yeah!
But people go crazy for like baby showers, and they're like,
that's what I'm saying.
The best baby shower I just want the free stuff. I don't give a shit what happens at the baby shower.
Because you know, Kate Hudson, like, right? If she, you know what I'm saying, she's still being a lawyer and shit like that, still making bread, you know, she's gonna be flexing on the baby gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, be like, have like the best crib, the best stroller.
I got that like $1,200 stroller that the Royals use or whatever. It's like bulletproof and stuff.
I got the Pope. I got the
Pope mobile baby.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But as the implication that Kate Hudson's brother is like wealthy too, like does he live in the city?
I'm assuming because Nate, Fletcher does his taxes.
Yeah,
but very terribly. He's like these all your receipts, and he goes, yeah, everything's in the box. So who knows what he does?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe there's just some generational wealth there.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah, there definitely was an inheritance somewhere. Yeah. I mean, how does Liv go to law school without any parents?
Yeah.
Good
question.
I mean, obviously she was smart. She probably got some like loans and scholarships, but like there was some money left in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she technically was an orphan, so that probably helped out a lot on as far as on the applications. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
They probably gave her a fucking full time.
I am a Caucasian woman who's an orphan who lives on the Upper East Side.
And they're like, you poor thing. You come right this way to Harvard.
Listen,
Harvard can't accept you, but you can go to Brown.
Listen, people be getting in. They're like 1/16 Native American. They be like, "Yep, get on in here. Get your ass on in this school.
Here's my 23andMe."
Right. Hell yeah. But overall, this was like a really fun movie. I like it was like fun. Like Anne Hathaway's character was great, and like I love that it was just like centered on like the two girls like going at each other. It was like like all the other characters were like not even important.
Yeah.
You know, like you literally could just watch these two girls go at it. You didn't even have to like figure out they were like who their men were. It was just great.
We had to give a shout out to the musical number of Miss Eve featuring tambourine. I mean, come on, a bop. When we're at the bachelorette party.
Oh yeah. And I was gonna say we also completely forgot Kristen Johnston as the.
She's okay.
I like her.
I wanted to punch her so bad.
Like, yeah.
She's like I just like her. So even in her small bit part in this, I was like, she was good as the like pushy, you know, like if you could just take all my stuff for me, that'd be great. Like I just like her presence.
But look, this also shows you how good friends they were, because Emma didn't have any other person that she could have as a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Or maid of honor. They literally didn't have anyone else.
Yeah.
Which is if you think about it, it's kind of insulting to like the little friend group that they did have, because like they were clearly closer to them than anybody, and like.
But that friend group had to pick sides, and that's awful. Like,
that's true.
Because
they had three friends. They could have just put 1 and 2 and been like, "Hey, the third one, you be neutral."
Didn't Kate Hudson have like she had some random bridesmaids, but like we didn't know who they were.
The assistant was the maid of honor,
right? And so that, but then the friends were like, "I'm gonna go to the wedding for this."
Party, the friends weren't even in the wedding party. They were literally just guests. Which I would also be like, damn, I can't even be in your wedding party and I've known you this long.
Like they've known each other a long time, and I'm not even like a second string maid of honor or bridesmaid. Come on.
Like the girl who had the wedding in the first part of the movie, when she's like, oh my, like the fact that she knew that Anne Hathaway's character wore that dress at college, why isn't she in any of your bridal party?
Yeah.
Because she's a bitch. That's
I think they all picked Kate Hudson more though because they were at her bachelorette party.
Yeah,
and I think they kind of sided for whatever reason with
Kate because Hudson. You know what, also too, you can tell Kate Hudson's character, she's probably that person that pays for everything, so like you kind of tend to flock to that one.
You're gonna hitch your wagon to that one.
You know, free dinners, free men, you know, free
Kate paid for that bachelorette party on her
own. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, of course you're gonna roll with the person,
I have a random question. They kept talking about this DJ that Kate Hudson stole. Does anybody know who that DJ is?
What was his name? DJ Slim?
Slim. They kept talking about him like he was a big deal. And I was like, and then we never see him or hear from him. And maybe there's like a cut scene.
It was Rick
probably.
Okay. It was probably Rick Dees. Or what's that one guy from the New York, Elvis Costello or something like that?
I don't know. I thought that was I was like, huh, like they're really talking about this DJ like he's a big deal. And
look, get the iPod, put the aux cord in, put that shit on shuffle.
Yeah, I know.
I figured, I thought like maybe he would make an appearance like at the end or something like that at somebody's wedding, but nope.
No, missed opportunity. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't want a live band. I'm particular about the songs I want, and I don't want someone.
I don't want a live band.
I don't want someone improvising.
DJ, or I want to pay someone who can curate a playlist.
Yeah.
And the iPod or whatever it's just gonna be like in a glass.
Like
container, no one can touch it.
No touching. Yeah.
No touching. It can be paused somehow remotely, and that's about it for the
some speeches. Yeah.
Yeah, but.
I know my one friend's wedding had like a guy who was really heavy on like the games, like
games.
Yeah,
there's games at weddings.
Well, like the bride and groom come out and they had to do like a newlywed game, like who knows who more or whatever. Like you hold up a shoe. But we did so they did that, and then there was like another thing, and my friend was a super like, can you just turn the fucking music back on? Like what the hell is happening?
No one wants this.
It ground to a halt for a while with the dancing. And it was like, no one wants to do these like they didn't do the garter thing, which are you guys familiar with the garter?
Yeah, of course. I don't know what I'm gonna be throwing at mine. Maybe there'll be like a jock strap throw or something like that. I don't know.
I like it. And make it comically huge too, where like when somebody covers their whole face.
Oh god, it's like a little damp. Ode of newts.
Oh my god.
But no, I've only been to one wedding that was a live band, and it was my cousin's. And I knew that the lead singer was gay. And then I go back to my hotel room after the wedding's done. I open up the app because I was like, let's see who's in Napa. And it's message from a headless torso. Were you at a wedding I just sang at? And I said, nope. I said, very much goodbye, sir.
You're like, couldn't be me.
I was like, why are you 30 miles away, sir?
Never heard of you, sir. Right on. Cool.
So I also enjoyed that this was only a 90-minute movie. More movies need to be this. This is it's a comedy. Let's keep it a tight 93 minutes or whatever it was. Because this is one of those movies that like I enjoyed it more because it was just tight. We were in and out and we got to the gags and the pranks and the bit of story. In and out. I feel like if it'd been some other director writer would have been like, let's let him riff a bunch and then we'll just find the good stuff. This is a fucking
Judd Apatow.
This would have been a Sofia Coppola movie. It would have been like 2 hours.
Nah, fuck that. This is a fucking Judd Apatow. This would be like 3 hours.
You'd be like, I just let him riff. It's so good every time. I'm like, no, it's not. You gotta edit that down, and you gotta write things for people.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, not everybody is a fucking comedic genius, my guy. Hate to tell you. Well,
but anyway, so Jovonnie, we've reached the end of our episode. What would you like to plug one more time before you go?
I'm gonna plug my podcast. You want to be on top? You can stream it on Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at YWBOT.
It's a hard acronym. Yeah.
You want to be on top. Just put that in that form, guy. Yeah.
Not the one hosted by a drag queen.
Cool.
Chris, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at Mack Diddy Combs, MackDiddyCombs. Baby.
And you can find me on all those similar things at Elizabeth Movies. And you can find our show at Show Me What Podcast on Instagram is the easiest, fastest. I almost said fastiest.
That's a word.
The easiest.
You added an E. It's fine.
Way to find the show, and it'll take you to our Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube, which has been doing great. Thank you for everyone watching on YouTube. We really appreciate it. And we've got our good old candle plug. Go to Arlo Australia on Instagram and Etsy and use the promo code Show Me Miss. You'll get some really, really good candles
Yes.
for a little bit of a discount there. And we will be back with more Sex in the City next week.
Yeah. Sweet.
We'll
Jovonnie
see you
froze.
guys. Oh no, he's there.
I was the candles.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. I was rushing through the plug because we're just running out of time.
Yes.
But
And don't worry, we're gonna be sending you one, sir.
Yeah, and the link will be
right.
in the show notes and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna get your info from Elizabeth, and we'll be sending you one. So be on the lookout for that, sir. Yes, sir.
Ooh.
And that's the end of the episode. So bye.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.